अबे present.
Start.
Yeah. So growth and development. So what we came up was about define it. So growth is when you grow in size, you become larger, your organs grow up. But in development, it's about the internal maturity which comes in within you about understanding the problems. Okay. So in growth, if you see your organs become larger, like your appetite becomes like greater. You eat two chapatis, the next day you might eat four chapatis because your growth is happening. Your body needs that for the growth. But the development, that depends on the stage, but the development can happen anytime because it's internal maturity, right? Yeah. For example, if you guys can see, when a child gets older and simply develops, if your child is getting older and older, the development simultaneously takes place. Yeah, next. And you guys can read those brackets also. I'll, uh, let them read the brackets. Next. Yeah. So what is the difference? Like the difference between growth and development. So what I was talking about growth, it's larger, right? So growth can be measured. Like like I eat two chapatis, but then I eat four chapatis. There's some growth, right? So that thing can be measured. But the development, the internal maturity cannot be measured. Yeah. So the second one is used in physical senses, mainly focuses on mental changes. So development is mainly related to your brains, the maturity you're become, the majority, the maturity you're gaining to talk to people, to understand the problems. Like if you guys can see the example also, intelligence, maturity comes in. And in growth, you grow pubic hair, you grow taller, body changes basically. Everything grows larger. So growth is limited to a age. Like after adulthood, you don't grow, right? But development can take place till 100 of years, like till when you die. Like you're in the coffin and you can still develop. If you're being buried alive, that's next. You guys can hear me properly, no? So you can hear me, no?
Yes, yes.
Huh. So the first stage is infancy. So as you come out of your mom's tummy, this is the first stage. So in this period, you grow rapidly. You can develop speaking, and you can speak. You can develop the speaking style, walking, etc. The important stage in this terms of physical, mental, and emotional changes happen. So this is the beginning of your life, right? So you start to wonder about things. Right? So this is between the infancy was between 0 to 2 age. So this is the next stage, which is from 3 to 12. In childhood, it's the time span between infancy and adulthood. Okay. So in this time, you study, you learn to play, you go outside with your friends, you play, you fight with them. Your emotional, your emotional, your emotion, your emotions have not developed fully, but they have developed quite a bit, not to the extremes. So you have fights for useless reasons with your friends while playing. Yeah. So the third point is an important stage as it has a direct effect. eh? Why do you change? Yeah. So in this stage, you, yeah, that's all. Next. That's it. Next. So this stage is about from 13 to 17, adolescence. In this stage, you grow a lot, like your height, your pubic hair, and all. At this stage, your emotions also start to develop. Okay, so you might get a girlfriend or somebody to roam around with. Yeah. So in this stage, your body completely changes. Like people are not able to recognize you after a long time. In this stage, they also say that puberty takes place. Like I said, that pubic hair, armpit, yeah, that's all. Next. So adulthood. So this like the maximum. It's 18 plus. This is the stage 4, and in this period, the in adulthood, the humans have matured to the growth. The growth has become to the extreme. The height has grown. Like as you guys can see, Vinayak sir, his growth is done, but our growth is still happening. His development still might taking place, but his growth has stopped, right? So in this stage, you try to understand problems. You look at your career. You look at your family. You try to understand things better in life. Yeah, let them read the
Next slide.
next. Madhav.
Next slide.
Yeah, facts about development during infancy. So in this, your weight, you try to gain weight, you increase in size, your brain capacity is really new, right? So the brain can grasp many things. And how do you guys think that when a child is born, it's able to grasp the language your parents keep talking? Because the brain is really fast in picking up. If you see now, if I take an example of Vinayak sir, if he goes to pick up a language, it'll be harder for him. But if I go, it'll be easier for me because my brain is still growing and all. His brain is also growing, development is taking place. Yeah, and this is also divided into three parts: physical development, cognitive development, and emotional development. I won't talk about it a lot, it's just points because we have less minutes. Yeah, next. Yeah, in, ch- in childhood, it grows a bit slower, your brain, but your lung capacity also increases. And you start to understand the concepts of emotions. So you learn them, okay? You understand your peers. It's not like you keep fighting with them for no reason. Yeah. Yeah, you get the difference between good and bad. Yeah. You get the difference between good and bad. What is the good part and what is the bad part? Huh. So even this stage is divided into three parts as the other one: the physical, the conjunctive, the emotional. Next. Yeah. So adulthood, you have achieved your puberty. You have grown enough for your life. The hormones of growth have stopped for now. But I'm not saying that development has stopped. Development keeps coming, but the growth has stopped. Now you look at your career. Your voice becomes hoarse. Like if you see Madhav's and Vinayak's voice, that's hoarse, right? And our voice is still becoming. So our puberty is still touching them, but their puberty has already touched them. So your sexual characteristics develop. Yeah. And even this is divided into three parts. Next. Huh. So reason, this is done. One sec. Huh. Reasons for growth and development. Okay. So it can take, huh. So it can come from your parents or your mother or father. It's genes, right? It doesn't come as say, it comes from your parents. So the environmental factors affect the growth. The environment you stay in. Okay. So if you're in Sayadri school, you're more active and all. But if you come home, you just sit on the bed, watch Netflix and all. So your growth can get affected there. But if you're active in school and all, your growth happens very easily. Eating food, eating healthy, non-healthy, like eating meat all the time, red meat is not at all good for your health. But eating chicken, proteins, and eggs is really healthy for you. But that also shouldn't be too much because then your liver can get swollen. That is also, but eat green leafy vegetables. Yeah. Physical exercise, as I said, in school you do a lot of physical exercise and your growth happens. Yeah. Instead of just sitting at home, watching Netflix, playing PUBG at night. Next. Yeah, so this is one quote Madhav has written. You guys can read about it. No matter how old you grow, you will always develop as a mind and as a heart too.